Have you ever seen a person using sign language? Maybe you've seen people signing on a TV show or at a grocery store. Or maybe you know somebody who uses sign language. In any case, most people know what sign language is, but do you know how American Sign Language was created or where it started? Today I'm going to be telling you a little bit about the history of American Sign Language, or ASL. I'll be telling you about the first known signing systems in America, how ASL was created, and how the first American schools for the deaf began. So where did it start? The first known deaf immigrants came to America in the 1690s from England and settled on Martha's Island off the coast of Massachusetts. According to Nora Gross's article on the deafness on Martha's Vineyard in 2013, their genetic pool resulted in them having the highest population of deaf people in America for most of the 1700s. Because of this, they created their own signing system that's known as Martha's Vineyard Sign Language. It was so commonly used in the area that hearing people began to learn it and use it. It was the first known signing system in America, but it was not the main influence on American Sign Language. In fact, American Sign Language wasn't even created until the 1810s. In 1814, a man named Thomas Gallaudet, who was a Yale graduate from Connecticut, met a 9-year-old girl named Alice Cogswell and her father, Dr. Mason Cogswell. Alice was deaf and had trouble communicating with the other children. Gallaudet became friends with her and helped to teach her. Gallaudet decided to go to England and learn about signing systems there and how the deaf people communicated. But unfortunately, when he arrived in England, nobody wanted to teach him their signing systems. Luckily, he met a man named Laurent Clerc, who was a deaf teacher from France. The two of them went to Paris, where Gallaudet studied French Sign Language. According to Sarah Simmons' article on the history of sign language, published in 2017, Gallaudet convinced Clerc to come back to America with him to help teach deaf children there. On the way to America, Gallaudet taught Clerc reading and writing English, and Clerc taught Gallaudet sign. Together with the help of Dr. Cogswell, they established the first American School for the Deaf on April 15th, 1817. They used a combination of French Sign Language, English, and Martha's Vineyard Sign Language, since it was already used in America. Their first class had 9 students, including Alice, but it quickly grew over time. Gallaudet's youngest son, Edward, established the first college for the deaf after his father had died. That is now known as Gallaudet University. Although American Sign Language was used all over the US and Canada for most of the 1800s, since the 1800s, it wasn't even recognized as an official language until 1960s, when linguists at Gallaudet University established that ASL had its own syntax and grammar that was different from English. ASL is a very unique language and is still used as a lot of people's first language all over the US and Canada. Today I told you about American Sign Language, how it began, the first known signing systems, and how schools started using ASL in America. Thank you for listening, and I hope you learned something.